What would you do if you suddenly went from a poor boy to a billionaire heir? Would you spend the money freely or work hard to maintain the prosperity of the property? In this vibrant city, our story begins at the 7 Days Hotel, a luxurious oasis affectionately known by the locals as the Lover's Port. The protagonist, Connor McDonald, rides an electric bicycle through the streets, delivering food to the charming front door of the 7 Days Hotel. Today is not an ordinary day. It's his girlfriend Mandy Haynes' birthday. After completing his morning delivery task, Connor eagerly imagines the evening ahead, celebrating this special day with Mandy. As Connor approaches the hotel, his heart races. Out of the elevator comes a couple who are tightly embracing, a young man dressed in lavish attire and a charming girl. Shockingly, that girl is Mandy. An incredible wave of emotion rushes through Connor's veins as he rushes towards them, hoping his eyes are deceiving him. Wealthy suitor Brandon Gatsby flaunts his status through designer clothing, a shiny Rolex watch, and a BMW keychain hanging from his waist. Connor is engulfed by a wave of emotions and faces a harsh reality. Brandon arrogantly announces that Mandy is now his girlfriend. It's like a knife piercing through Connor's heart. Classmate Brandon symbolizes wealth and is in stark contrast to Connor's humble background. Although aware of the vast differences between himself and Brandon, Connor gathers the courage to fight for his love. He reaches out to touch Mandy, promising to make her happy no matter their current financial situation. She scoffs at Connor's ambition and accuses him of being unable to satisfy her material desires. Her words deeply hurt Connor, revealing a heart that has become hardened by the allure of wealth. The climax of this confrontation is Mandy joining Brandon, leaving Connor in disbelief and heartache. Anger, pain, and helplessness flood over him. A few days later, at the cafeteria of Possum Hampton University, Connor's friend Dominic tries to console him. Dominic had already seen through Mandy's true nature, a beautiful woman easily influenced by wealth. As they talk and try to cheer up, a text message arrives. Connor's account has received billions of dollars in deposits. Property? Inheritance? Connor feels confused. He learns that he will inherit not just billions of dollars, but also a sizable estate. The voice on the phone explains that there are more assets that require formal procedures to transfer. Curious and bewildered, Connor agrees to meet the person who called him later that afternoon on the 38th floor of the Empire World building. After hastily leaving campus, Connor plans to take a nap before meeting the person who called him, as his evening delivery job has left him living in a cramped space. Before sleeping, he goes to the bathroom. Sitting on the toilet, he absent-mindedly plays Candy Crush on his phone. Suddenly, the bathroom door is pushed open, and a messy but beautiful girl in a lace nightgown walks in, seemingly half asleep and unaware of Connor's presence. Connor sits on the toilet, staring wide-eyed. The girl starts undressing, revealing tempting curves in a snow-white chest, leaving Connor momentarily stunned. At this point, the girl notices Connor in the mirror. She becomes angry and throws a bunch of makeup at him, calling him a filthy pervert, and then screams and runs out. This is Connor's roommate, Mina, who usually wakes up late. So Connor did not lock the door when using the bathroom. Seeing the situation, Connor hurriedly pulls up his pants and follows Mina out, vehemently denying any ill intentions and accusing her of barging into the bathroom. Mina doesn't believe Connor's explanation and picks up a pillow from the couch, throwing it at him. Connor has no choice but to say he has an urgent matter to attend to, opens the door, and runs out. Leaving his residence, Connor rides his electric bike to the Empire World building, a symbol of urban prosperity. The building houses successful and wealthy people, in sharp contrast to Connor's delivery driver attire. Arriving at the towering building, the receptionist looks at Connor with disdain and tells him to use the adjacent fire escape instead of the elevator. Connor ignores her and heads straight to the elevator. Unexpectedly, he bumps into a young and beautiful woman. With long and slender legs wrapped in black stockings, she has no excess fat and looks very charming. The woman is holding a cup of coffee, which spills all over her chest when Connor bumps into her. While apologizing, Connor takes out a tissue from his pocket and tries to wipe the coffee off the woman's chest. The woman screams in surprise when he touches her chest, calling him a pervert, and rushes out of the elevator. Connor sees security approaching and quickly pushes away from the woman in black stockings, hitting the button for the 38th floor. It turns out that the woman in black stockings is Manager Moore, who climbed the corporate ladder with her beauty. She cries and asks the head of security to chase after Connor. However, the security guard is hesitant because the 38th floor that Connor is heading to is the CEO's office, and no one is allowed to go up without permission. Hearing this, Moore has no choice but to compromise and asks security to surround the elevator and catch him when he comes out. On the other hand, Connor arrives at the 38th floor, which is a single office space. The interior is decorated luxuriously, and the location offers a panoramic view of the entire city, giving a feeling of being on top of the world. At this moment, a middle-aged man wearing a suit and tie is sitting on the boss's chair. He introduces himself as Thomas Morgan. Thomas Morgan tells Connor that he is about to inherit his grandfather's fortune, in addition to $1 billion in cash. His grandfather also owns the Hauxia Empire Group, the European Terrence Group, the American Wangtong Group, and several oil companies in Africa. However, inheriting this fortune comes with a condition. He must marry the woman his grandfather has arranged for him. After much contemplation, Connor realized that a woman could not compare to such a fortune, so he signed the inheritance agreement. He went from being a poor delivery boy to a billionaire in an instant. What did Connor do with all this wealth? Stay tuned and follow us for the exciting explanation in the next edition.